bunch of arrowheads.
You need the fox tape down.
Lots of them.
Everyone's blank.
It's not blank, it's just tape over tape.
Right, that's what it needs.
Well,
That's what it needs.
see if
Oh,
we
man.
Here's
Colors.
fox.
see if there's any new ones.
I don't think so. Here's maybe. Open the box.
Oh, you've done a lot of hunting to get all these things. How long does this take you, Ernie,
What's that?
to get all these heads? All
Here's
these
some new ones,
points.
20 years.
Oh, this is just beautiful. You know, you got a heck of a collection here. Oh, that's some long blades.
Go, gosh.
Hey, bud.
Go.
Man, look at that long one.
Look, it's true.
Amazing. Here,
This is obsidian.
that's a name of a rock or a type of a rock.
Type of rock comes from Yellowstone
Oh,
National Park, or
looks
out north.
brittle. It's real.
You know,
brittle.
It's translucent. Look at it when you.
I'd
You
have
might not be able to see
Yeah,
it, but
I'd
that
have a
ain't.
hard time. Right, hold it. Yeah, right there. No, a little lower. Yeah, there you go. Get it. I can't
Yeah.
focus here. There it is. Look at that. Focus. Oh, this thing won't do it by itself. You have to explain to me the different steps of this.
Well, you have to grind it to get the better working edge, or the strike, so it'll break off better.
That's a piece of heavy bone, antler.
This is a piece of moose antler. See how
Oh,
it
okay.
flattens out right there?
Yeah. What's the quality of it that makes it a good tool?
Like that, maybe. Well, it's got to be hard enough. You can use white-tailed deer, but it doesn't hold up as well.
Yeah.
You know, the other problem with this natural kind that Indian use, you constantly have to see how it gets pitted. You have to braid it off and get a smoother area. It really,
Like
needs,
burnish it.
it really needs to be ground down into a more symmetrical shape.
Yeah.
I mean, that's why a lot of people go to the copper ones.
Oh, okay.
That
Yeah,
hold
those
up
heavy duties.
longer, and they work.
Wow.
They're about copper works about as good as antler. I mean, antler works a little bit better, but copper you can get more of an impact.
Yeah.
Guys that are really out there faking the dickens out of them really turn out the good ones. A lot of them are using the copper.
Yeah. Turn them out quick.
Hmm?
With copper, you can turn them out quick.
Well, you can turn them out.
Quicker than.
I don't know quicker, but I mean, you don't have to hit it as hard to get a flake to drive off further.
Yeah.
This is the hardest part that I can never get used to, is working on the edge. But
No,
you
just
need to do that.
scraping stuff.
You need to do that, you know, to get a good flake to drive off. See how I drove it off and took some of that hump off there?
Oh, yeah.
You see, when you got a big chunk like that, you gotta kind of scallop it back and forth to get rid of it. Same with that square edge.
Oh, okay.
You have to be scalloped back and forth to get it to flatten out, thin down.
Yeah, this music fits right in. I feel like I'm down in Silver Dollar City or something.
Chunk of that square area. Problem is, I'm getting infractions.
Cowboy is drunk 20 minutes after he strikes down. We used to shoot up the towns, but now they disarm.
Now, you got some general shape you're working towards here?
No, usually I beat around on them, and I'm just getting them down
Just making the
as I
edges?
can. But,
Like most of the boys of the early days,
whatever shape I end up.
Yeah, it really smashes off there flat, doesn't it?
all of the money I laid. You're right along with the
Yeah,
oaks.
scrape it.
F.B. Bright.
Yeah, it could be.
That's,
There's only two
This
things
rock is
the
just
old
right out of the
cow
creek. It's
country
raw
does.
rock. It's not heat treated. If it was heat treated, it would turn pink and orange, purple, depending on how much heat was applied to
This
it.
makes the most
And it would make
durable.
it glassier.
All
It would flake
characters
off
to ride
better.
across the American
This makes more durable rock, more durable
Yeah, a
blade.
lot of them Indians didn't bother
To
heat
this very
treatment,
day,
but
he
it's harder
remains
to work
one of
stone than it
America's
hasn't
most
been.
potent symbols of eternal youth.
The thing you gotta learn about making arrowheads and lithic technology is there's different harnesses of the stone, just like with any mineral or, you know. And you change those properties when you heat treat it.
Was essentially a creature
Harden that stuff and make it brittle.
If they're too hard to
mainly a
work, you
product
can make
of
them
western
more
and southwestern Texas.
easier to work
To the
with by
teeth, booted, spurred, long-haired, and covered with the broad-brimmed sombrero, the distinctive badge of his calling. His personal appearance proclaimed the sort of man he was. Joseph Nimmo Jr. for Harper's New Monthly Magazine.
The men who tended cattle on the open range evoked traditions that began in the 16th century with the Hispanic vaqueros of Mexico.
Well, that's
But
really
theirs
making
was
a
not
sharp
the
edge
only
there, isn't it?
cattle-raising tradition. In the American South were the cow lads from the British
Well,
Isles.
do you fine-tune that even more?
Who settled in Louisiana.
yeah.
This international brand created what we call the cowboy of the Wild West. His songs, however, were pure American.
You fine-tune the edge somehow?
Oh, you do that with pressure flaking at the end.
Oh, okay, that's where you just kind
That's
of
where you take
crush
off the
it.
thinner flakes and work the edge right, you know.
Different
You have
tool.
to use a bigger percussion flaking. Percussion's
Yeah.
hitting to knock a flake off. Pressure flaking,
Squeezing them off.
putting them off like that. That's mainly for working edges and, you know, when you got a thinner piece, you can't do that with a big thick chunk. Have that impact, be able to drive it.
Estimated that
Thin
there
'em
were
down.
about 35,000 people who were trail drivers between 1866 and 1896. And he said of those, a third were probably blacks or Mexicans. They were
Blacks or
really
Mexicans.
all sorts of people.
Very few white guys.
Texas
that
veterans
was-
came home to
that was a real good one.
Nice chip.
See if you can get those flakes to come off
While
like
a head of
that.
Makes it
beef
thinner and
was worth
thinner.
more than
Yeah.
You can get that,
$4
see what I've done is
Fetched 10
knocked off a
times
big
that
hump
price in
there,
the
Yeah.
you know,
millions
makes
of
that piece thinner.
Right. That's what you're striving for, I guess.
The only wealth
Thinnest and sharpest.
Spin this and
were these huge herds of wild steers that had drifted away from owners during the Civil War and congregated in the southern.
There's an update. Check this thing out here. Starting to look more and more like an arrowhead.
Moved
Good looking.
eastwards and westwards over time, depending on where grass could be found and where water could be found.
All the cattle in the world seem to be coming up from Texas. One afternoon, I rode up on a little hill, and from the top I could see 7 herds behind us. And I knew there were 8 herds ahead of us, and I could see the dust from 13 more of them on the other side of the river. Teddy Blue, cowpuncher.
Wake up, Jacob. It's the breaking. Ride back.
Heavy.
Bruce.
Yeah, I hear you.
Mail order boots cost as much as $25 a pair, nearly on spec. But to cowboys, a good saddle was their most expensive and prized possession.
Rye whiskey, rye whiskey, rye whiskey.
No, this is where the real fine tuning
Don't
comes
get
in.
rye whiskey, I surely will die.
Okay, that's neat.